Happy Monday, everyone, and welcome back to City Skylines. Hey, Matt. Thanks for joining, and yes, good news, ish. I believe the city in the save game is fixed. It did successfully save and load. However, it was the Metro mod, so what we have to do is go through and look at some of the places we tried to experiment with that. Fortunately, our raised rail here is still good, so that wasn't necessarily part of that. Also, I've been messing with my audio settings, so if you could let me know how I sound on your end. I think we tried to do like a raised metro station, either somewhere over here or somewhere over here. Does that sound even better than last time? That's great, if so. Yeah, I think it was something like this. Like, this is a city station now, and it's got a subway underneath it. It's not connected to anything. Yeah. So we're gonna be looking for ghost rails. We're gonna be looking for rails that go to nowhere, just in case. We just need to do a checkup on our subway, because the Metro mod gets its hands in all of the different rails and combines some, lets you go above and below ground, and it sounded cool at the time until my save got corrupted, and it could have been from me experimenting with it the wrong way. Who knows? It's a mod. There. That's a missing station for sure. So it was coming up out of the ground here, and now we just have underground subways here. Okay, so we just need a subway station here for right now, at least, just a basic one. That's the bus. We're on bus. Basic subway station here. We might need to back these up for a moment. Let's use the move it tool. We can do that. Let's grab this, move it back. This may need to connect, so we will delete a chunk of that. Let's come back in and try to put that in. There we go. In fact, let's take this back some, and this too. And then let's take our tunnels, connect, and can you connect? Okay. This ends now, but where did we have it before? So it came through here, and it went back. And I think it originally came to this stop as well. So I guess we'll go ahead and continue that. I don't necessarily want to drag the stop. Has them going all the way down here, but I don't want that, so right-clicking those out. Create a new line for that. Using this to turn around. I don't think we want that either. We want it to go to this stop and then back out. So where does purple go right now? Does it stop here? You know, I don't think that line needs to exist right now. I think we need to redo that line, which I would be perfectly fine with. It's this blue one here. Yes. Take it out. So right now we have the orange line and the purple line going opposite directions. That's the way that's meant to be. They're going around this big circle in opposite directions. They're taking people in both directions here. We want a connection here. As simple as that. I think I would like to almost get rid of this here and have them connect at this station. This is a redundant station now. So let's pause for just a moment. Let's take this out. Tunnel here. Connect it. Good. Let's go back above ground really quick. Okay, everything looks good. So that's connected. I think I want to make this rounder. Possibly come out from here in a curve, allowing them to leave in this direction. Sure. And then join back up. I don't mind if it's a little wonky looking because it's a tunnel, so it'll allow them to visit here and then leave. So what I'd like to do then is take the orange lane, make sure they stop off over here. Well, they're not even taking that curve, they're just backing back out again. I guess that's fine too. And then the purple line, when you come through here, oh, you can do the same thing. So this is unnecessary then, this curve that we just added, but let's leave it for now, just in case some future route needs a turnaround in a different direction, or a train needs a turnaround in a different direction. So now let's do a connection, probably where these greens are right now. Let's start a new line, let's start it all the way at the end here. We're gonna use this, do they leave through here? I guess they do. Yeah, we'll leave this, why not? So we'll start a green line. It's almost unnecessary to have a stop here. They can walk over here. This is what we were trying to do with the metro, so let's actually come out of here. Let's get rid of this. I mean, it's fancy looking. We don't need this anymore then. Okay, so let's get rid of that one. Let's go back into our tunnels here. Let's make sure that connects. We'll do a straight line. Ooh, we can't do a straight line. We have a tunnel nearby. Is that what I'm seeing? That doesn't cause terrible problems. I think we're fine. So now we're using this station because it looks neat from out here. If it actually functions, it looks nice. Okay, so let's go back to our routes. Start a green route here. And then come out to the next station, which is here. Yes, please, add a stop. Why are you not adding a stop? Maybe we can't use that station after all. What happens if we start here? Oh, it's crossed in that way. That's fine. Okay, we'll bounce it back. We're not going to complete the line. We want to add a stop. Actually, let's skip it and come on down. We want to go here, and then we want to come back. We'll complete the line. So there isn't a stop currently going in this direction. We'll just drag it for a moment and snap to. There we go. We've got a stop in both directions here. So really we just have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the full circle. If you count 1 and 5 as the same. So now they'll bounce back and forth and get people shuttled over here to the main loop. The main loop's got trains going in both directions. I'm still happy with that. What is going on here? You are without power for some reason. All right, let's go ahead and unfreeze time. Why do you not have you never had power? Surely you had power before. If not, I apologize, but I built you like, what, 4 episodes ago, maybe more? All right. Ooh, you're without power too. You're not connected anymore. I wonder if any of our subway stuff did this. We can just connect you. Oh, we did have more industry down here before, and it probably was spread through here. So now we need to check on a couple things. We no longer have residential demand. But we do need to check and see if our commercial is still growing. Orson Welles reached level 5. Awesome. We didn't even have to do anything for that. This is where we have our commercial and high-end residential. And I didn't even think to check this at first because I thought I solved the problem with the rails. But do we still not have any commercial in our town? Is this a completely different issue that's still going to cause us to recreate the town? I really hope not. I don't think we left any... Well, we may have policies. Check some of the zoning policies. Let's see, those would be where at. Checked all these before. European suburbia was just about the only thing. Let me turn that off. And then let's also check our commercial. Set any of these on entertainment back to just neutral. Neutral. I don't think that would cause the issue that we're seeing. I mean, it made them all move out in the first place, which makes sense, but... Hey! Life! It's alive! The city's alive! Commercial buildings are moving in. I couldn't be happier. Wasn't really in the mood to start a new city. Silent Rob's real estate. Cheers. Cheers to that. Oh, and the lights are on. Andy's bowling alley's opened up. What does that mean for our other real estate? We have a high density residential moving in. I think we have unclogged the issue. I don't think the issue was that we set the districts to entertainment. I think that's what made them move out, so that entertainment could move in. But whatever was causing the issue made nothing move in. And then I think we just jump-started it somehow. I don't know how. Oh, that sunset's pretty cool. How's the bus? Matt, you always keep me on track. Back to business. I was so happy. I'm still happy. Let's check out the bus. Let's see. All right. So we have the dark green line only carrying 26 people right now. Where's that one? Dark green bus line. That's surprising because it's a major connection here, but then again, people are probably using the subway. The dark green line comes in through here, doubles up here, comes into this neighborhood. Where does it actually stop? It stops here. And there are a lot of people waiting. It doesn't even have a stop in here. It just uses this as a turnaround. Picks them up. Let's take a look. Some more details for that one. How many people do we have waiting? 0, 4, 7. Did something else stop right there? It looked like there were a lot of people, but I guess not now. Okay, never mind. Maybe they all got on the bus, but I didn't see many on the bus when we were looking here. Looking at the second one there. 3:27:30. Okay, so maybe they were waiting and they got on this bus. It is 9 p.m. Strange time to be taking a bus across town for the real-time mod, at least. But you know what? I mean, maybe there's thriving nightlife now. They may be a little confused too. They want to go to that new restaurant that just opened up because for the last 24 hours the city has had no restaurants. All right, we're starting to see some garbage pickup up here, causing an issue. We'll kind of surf around and look for more issues as well, but if garbage pickup up here is an issue, where's the nearest dump? I believe that we had dumps right in this area, right? Let's see. Yep, we have these incineration plants. Let's see what's on its way here. So the garbage truck has to come all the way up, if that is the garbage truck. I believe it is. Pink, public transport and cargo truck, city services. Oh, this salmon. Yeah, that's about that color. Okay, so yeah, it's got to make its way all the way up the mountain. Maybe the industrial area could use its own incineration plant. I don't think these guys really care about pollution that much, at least. Let's see. Yeah, no. This entire mountain's a chocolate cake. So let's see if we can squeeze in an incineration plant somewhere. I mean, squeezing in is the right terminology here because this mountain has seen some condensing. Now, we have recently leveled up, so we could put in some new buildings that offer more jobs in less space, I believe. And we did put in a whole lot of these mines over here on this side, the small ore underground. They give 35 workers. Long story short, let's go ahead and put in maybe an incineration plant up here in this clearing and then worry about that. So right on the street there, we can do it and only get rid of the one building. Let's watch some garbage trucks pull out. Yeah, well, no, it's a dump truck. There we go. Pulling out. Might cause a little bit of a backup, considering they're pulling out into an intersection, but then again, we have our intersection set up to be free. Oh, come on. An entire block's on. At least the firemen are already here, floating in midair, like you do. Oh, wow. Let's watch them drive away. Straight down into the ground. Oh! That's how you fight fires, my friend. Gifted with the miracle of flight, and these men have chosen to fight fires with that power. Okay, so it's not really spreading. I think we're fine. This whole block is gonna burn, and then we'll be back to normal before too long. So again, these small underground mines are 35 workers. Let's check out some of the stuff that we've unlocked recently for the ore industry. Let me get down here from storage. Let's go back to, okay. The workers barracks, which I believe we have plenty of. Maintenance building. Small ore mine. We unlocked the medium ore mine, which has 30 workplaces. This says 25 now on here, so 35 people are working. So that may be from buffs that we have for the industry in the area. Let's get some helicopter noise out of the way. There we go. So I believe that, yeah, we have, what would that be, like a 20% buff? 40% buff? Something like that, 40%. Let's see how big a medium ore mine is. So it does take up a bit more space, but it allows for more workers. And then we have the large, which is 80. Now if we could squeeze any of these in place of the others, ooh, but look how huge that is. That would take up whole rows. Would it be worth it to even do that? If we could even fit them in. Almost fit it right there. Maybe it would be worth trying to fit one in. It would flatten the hill, that's for sure. I don't even think it would fit on any of these bottom sides of these roads. Barely see what's going on, it's so ginormous. It might look kind of neat if we were able to like stick it, or how did I have it? On that road there, because it would kind of hang off. Though it would be pointing the wrong direction, like it's digging into nothing. I just don't think that this is the right place for that huge mine. So if we can squeeze in any of these, it actually will accept it here in the middle. A couple of these places, what'll happen? I'm kind of curious. I kind of want to pop one in just to see what it does to the mountain, or if it just clips through the mountain. Okay, it flattened it. That's kind of a good thing. I didn't want it to be a weird shape. So it's like they've dug into that section of mountain. Makes sense. Makes logical sense. We have 80 people working there now, which is... How many jobs do we have in these places? 17, 13, 13, 13, so it's about the same. Cool animated crane, though. I mean, maybe we could fit like a big ore mine down here somewhere, but then again, is the ore even here? Forestry is almost taken over the area because we have so many trees. Yeah, there's a little bit here. If we could put like a big ore mine right here. What building is this? That's the uranium. What if we could squeeze it in right here and have it kind of just jut out in this person's backyard? I mean, you live here. You know what you're getting yourself into moving this close to the ore mountain. I kind of just want to see it in action at least, so I kind of want to make this happen. What is this? This is another ore corporation, so I bet we can squeeze it here. We may have to move this stanchion, or this pole for the cable cars. Really cool glow on them, though. Yeah, let's try it. Space already occupied by what? By the cable car? Yep, cable car. You know what, let's anarchy it in under the cable car and see what that looks like. Huge. Not operating yet. Has to get some workers. Oh, the light turned on. It is animated. This window, take a better look at it. I wonder how much it moves. I wonder if it actually like raises up and down and stuff. Oh, it's got like everything. It's like scooping the dirt. Let's tab in. Here we go. Dropping the dirt onto a conveyor belt. Didn't, in the terrible second Ghost Rider movie, didn't he take control of one of these and it became his Ghost Rider vehicle? I don't want to remember that. That's taking up a place in my memory. That movie. This is awesome. Okay, so now from the standpoint of this person's backyard, the Fawn residence, this is the view from the front yard. How's it going? I just phased right into the garage, I see. View from the backyard. Part of me would actually really enjoy this. Like, it would be super frightening. But I would really like all this action going on in my backyard. And no one could complain about noise in this neighborhood. I mean, well, actually, that probably should be a thing that we look into. Oh, it's not terrible. It's not as bad as you would expect. But considering that there's obvious noise coming from here, right next to the Panda Sanctuary, I almost forgot about that. Yeah, no one can complain about a house party or something if we get this thing whirring in the background at all hours. Giving 80 jobs. So we're producing ore. Let's take a look at our actual production. Ores, metals, glass. Reached maximum, but we're not making a profit yet. It's been a while since we've looked at the policies, so let's see. Packing and scheduling of deliveries is more efficient due to advanced inventory and vehicle tracking systems, increases the storage capacity of extractors and processing buildings, increases upkeep cost. I don't know if I want to increase the cost necessarily. Improve work safety, increase worker health, 1 cent per worker. $1 per worker, really. Sure. Let me turn that on. Let's see what it immediately does to our money. 24, 17,000, 7,000. Super expensive. 14. Okay, we're back up. It's also 1:30 a.m. on a Thursday, so let's just leave it for now. Advanced automation increases production output, increases building upkeep by 10%. That could be a give and take. Or rather, it would be a take it first and then a give. Cost is going to go up right away, but then increased production may help some revenue in the future. So we'll see. We'll leave that on for now. If we start going broke, we know what we did. So we're making the ores, the metals, and the glass. We're making everything that we need to be making. 2 out of 15 tons in storage. We could probably store more metal. Let's look at storage options. Probably make more metal. Sand storage, ore storage. Wait, ore storage. Industry raw materials. Does that include metal or just ore? See if we can find a place for this storage building. Sure, why not? Right off the circle here. You can come down here to make a delivery. Let's make sure that our industry let's cover the whole new mine as well. And then take a look at this. Storage. Fill, balanced, empty. Let's set it to fill. It's just ore, right? So we need to make more metal? That might be the case. What do we have that actually creates the metals? So the mines. Ore grinding mill. This makes metal. 3,200 units per 40 minutes. Glass manufacturing. This makes metal at 6,400 per 40 minutes. Rotary kiln plant. Fiberglass. Makes better glass. That's it. Okay, so the rotary kiln plant. Do we already have one of these? I don't think so. I think these are the glass manufacturers, if I remember correctly. So let's see. Yeah, 2 glass manufacturing plants. Maybe we could fit the rotary kiln in right here. Maybe. Ooh, you are very close. I bet if we anarchy you in, you won't look terrible. Let's pop you in right there. Let's check this back corner. Oh yeah, yeah, it just barely intersects with its border, but the buildings don't touch. So anarchying that in, I'm fine with that. Huge building, 65 workers. Let's make sure that you are covered as well for industry. You are. You're looking to get some ore delivered. Alright, let's surf around and see if we can find any other issues. We have some crime happening up here. It's just randomly happening. Otherwise, they're covered. Random crime, how dare you? What about garbage? Does garbage have a... yeah, it does. Random garbage. We put in our incineration plant right here on the hilltop. You guys have no excuse. You're good. You'll be fine. click on you and see what's coming. You don't have a garbage truck on the way. Why not? Oh, there it is. It's combined with this road, I see. It's coming. It's coming from a completely different place, which is weird because you have one closer to you, but maybe they're out somewhere else. Which means that we should probably raise our funding for garbage. We've already raised it to 130. I guess we could take it up to 140. Let's see, 21,000. That become 1,000. I don't know. I mean, I feel like it's fine. I'm assuming it'll go up by 2,000 because it's 10% more. I feel like the garbage trucks still run 24/7 even with the real-time mod, so I'm not too worried about that. Commercial demand has bottomed out from everybody moving back in. Let's check some of these. You are huge for a commercial building. For a low-density commercial building. Of our high density, they're moving in over here. They are. So happy to see this neighborhood finally filling out. We've been waiting like 2 episodes. Okay, what else do we have going on? Slaughterhouse had an issue, but it's fine now. Our farm district here seems to be running pretty smoothly, and it leveled up to 5 as well. How close is our school? Probably no closer than when we looked last time, honestly, but... Oh, well, not actually. 2 days, though, so maybe this episode, maybe before the end of this episode. Otherwise, pretty early next episode, I believe, is when the school will enter its new calendar year, and we'll be able to level it up a bit. Fingers crossed on it leveling up. I'm fairly confident that we'll get the level up that we need. Oh, how did these hotels popped up ever since I switched the theme back? It could have been the theme too. Because we were looking at European suburbia theme, which I didn't think that I had set for every single area, but maybe I had. Rewind all the way back to episode 2. I probably looked right at that and said that that was what I was going to do, but that could have worked the development as well at a certain point. How are ferries doing? Transport next to nobody. Currently transporting no one. I mean, I just like having them as an option. I think I would rather take the ferry from here to here, but the subway also runs from here to here. Honestly, the ferry might be the coolest way to get from like Camelot Park all the way up to Pancake Town without having to take this long subway that stops and everything. I mean, the ferry stops too, but I don't know. I would like it. This is the train taking 530 people every 10 minutes. Blue line mostly. Yeah. Let's go down the length of our train, because we only have it going like one stretch. Let's just make sure that everything still looks good with the train, since we got rid of that metro expansion, and I know that it does mess with some rails, so all this is still connected up. Does blue still look good? Yeah, blue's still connecting here. Trains, or the orange trains the blue route for whatever reason. I think that's the case. Down the track here just to make sure that all of our stops are good. Oh, there's a blue line. So the orange, that's right, the orange is out of town train using the same line. The stop here seems to be working pretty well. Let's actually do it with the normal camera. That way we can mouse over things and check on them. $66, $72. Click to jump to this side. We're already here. A lot of people waiting. I think that this train was one of the better decisions that we made. It cuts right through town, gets people across the river over here to the Orson district. Do we want to split down through here? That might be a cool. We did put that split in intentionally with the idea that we would one day bring a train down through here. What does Sunnyside Heights look like? It's kind of starting to fill out. We do have some more residential. Let's paint some in here. Slow and steady for Sunnyside Heights. Could have a line with a main line that branches off into two directions. Yeah, I think that's what I'm kind of seeing here. Once it crosses the river and it branches down here, I could have one that just kind of, maybe we also want to give it a triangle here so that, I don't know, now I'm thinking about it and I'm like, okay, well this split is cool and everything, but it can only go that way. What if they want to go this way? You know what, we already have a connection over here, right? So let's, ooh, we got a bit of traffic too. Are they going? As long as it's flowing, I'm not too upset about it. Okay, it's going. Anyway, got distracted. Yeah, we'll leave it split for now. We'll leave it split. I'm not gonna mess around with making it a triangle, then they'll get congested. We'll only send people up to this stop. So this can be a connection stop, and then maybe a different color train can come down and around. So let's take a train. I'm thinking from right here, right? So let's take the train maybe forward. Could come up in the middle of the road, or we could go along the side of the road on one side or the other. This has a walkway, so maybe this side. Maybe bring the train in underneath the overpass right here, maybe. Maybe reroute the road a little bit so the train can pass by peacefully. I don't know. Eventually we're going to want the train on this side, because ideally, I think, the train would maybe have a stop over here for this kind of Pancake Town, Smoggyside Heights side of town, and then the train would continue forward across the river. And we have a train stop over here already. So maybe this can connect. So maybe we can have a couple stops. That's what I'm thinking so far. Dead body ready for pickup. Are you on your way? You are. There you are. So let's just start. I mean, that's the best way to go about it, right? Just kind of problem solve as we get to it. I'm thinking we stay on the left-hand side, even though we have a walkway here. Maybe we stay raised with the train and we bring it up? No, I don't want to go over this. Maybe we kind of bring it around and then under right here. And then over. Oh my gosh, that's so twisty turny. And then it's gonna turn that way. And I think we could make like a nice train station right here that maybe has some sort of walkway connection to the neighborhood. More people are gonna be walking over there if there's a train station nearby. Autosave, thank you. We do already have walkways. We just need to make another like overpass here. Okay, yeah, I like that plan. So let's start. Let's see what we can do. So initially what I'm thinking is that we do turn it. We come forward, we curve this way some. A little bit too much already. Come over here. Curve up and around the road. Oh, you had it, you were there. It's closer. It's not terrible. You bridge over the pedestrian path here. We can redo paths if we need to. I'm gonna challenge myself to see what I can do here without having to move what's already there that much. Alright, let's go straight across here. We do have some posts sticking down, so let's anarchy that in and then manually take a look at that. A little too low. I'm going to raise it a little bit. And the post actually didn't plop down, so that I'm fine with that. Let's just take this section and let's page up. Just for this side though, actually, well, I raised it evenly, just enough for this to make sense for the walkway. Yes, we're gonna try to extend it all the way down. I was kind of thinking, you know, you mentioned the station before the branch. I'm thinking I'll have them go ahead and come all the way in, maybe to here. No, it's a little far. We could do a station right here, maybe. So I'll think about that while we build it out. So this side here, though, let's see if we angle this down, because we're going to be approaching the ground to go underneath. Let's see if that still looks okay for our walkway here. Well, we can test it out. It looks fine. Anybody? Nope, nope, nope. Yeah, it's fine. Okay, so it's approaching the ground. I want to go ahead and bring it down to the ground with the next section. In fact, we can bring it over a little bit. Oh, there we go. Now it's got to stand. That's good. Okay. For this next section, let's go ahead and bring it in and anarchy off and down so we can see well enough. No, we're not going underground though. Ooh, maybe we do turn anarchy back on. Let me take a look at it. When you say down to where, do you mean like down here? Because I'm talking about like going underneath this circle. We went down a little too far. That we did. Back up. Well, we don't want the train to look like it's hitting the overpass. I don't think it will look like that. I think as long as the electrical lines don't touch, I think the train will look like it's passing underneath. And I think that'll be okay. It's gonna be real bendy. Real braided up and down, twisty turny. So we're gonna go straight across here, to at least here. And then I'm wondering if I want to continue straight and raise the road above it in a bridge. I think that's what I would rather do. So let's pause time for a moment. Well, let's let traffic clear. Let's pause time for a moment. We have a 2-lane highway splitting off into 2 single lanes. That won't be too hard to remember. And it's connected to the intersection. Okay, so then we bring this straight, just enough that we can get around it. Okay. Let's get to our roads. Two-lane highway. From here, curving out and up, and anarchy off just to make sure that it makes sense. The anarchy on and see what this looks like. Oh, that's a mistake. Maybe not so much. Let's see. Send you out. Let's do the opposite. Let's say we have to remake this pedestrian path too. Let's say go to there, and then we'll pull it over because it was snapping way too much. Now we'll connect. Yeah, I'll give you a curve. Connect you. You. We're gonna have to wiggle these around so they don't look terrible. So first off, you didn't go down far enough. You need to be under the train track, for one. Second, you can come up. Okay, yeah, that flattens out the ground a lot more. It's not bad. Kind of looks like a low underpass. Yeah, that looks fine. Cool. This sets to go straight and left. This sets to turn only still. I like it. Okay, let's remake the pedestrian path. We can unpause time. We don't have any posts in the middle of the road. Is that a little high on the left side? Is that an optical illusion? I think because the train track is at an angle, it's an optical illusion. Okay. Let's go back to designing our train. So the train has come through here. We are now in the section we want to be in. We want to bring it across. I'd like to cross the left side here of the river, which means we need to get over to this other side here. I'm trying to decide where I want the train stations, though, because there's almost no point in putting one here. This is all traffic and not many pedestrians, right? If I do one all the way over here on the left, it's really just for Smoggy Side Heights unless we create some sort of more advanced walkway for Pancake Town. I mean, they can walk down this street, and they may do so. We may have to do shuttle buses. But I'm thinking the train station could be over here. Maybe even on this road right here. Oh, we have to cross the road, though. So maybe pull it back a little bit. Maybe it goes where one of these is. Sorry, Choice Hotels. I know you guys just moved in. They were going to put a train station here. You're right where I want to be. Okay. So we want to get the train track over there, which we could do a tunnel here. I'm thinking we just go underground here. We already have an underground, so let's be careful of this. We'll just bring it up and under here. train track. We are underground. Let's do a curve here. Let's bring it up and over to the left. Let's make sure that it's all gonna work. That's all good. Now let's bring it over and connect. That's pretty seamless. Connection looks good. Underground looked good at the time. This, oh, power got disconnected. That's fine. Okay. So now we have our train station here connected. We do want to go ahead and cross the river. Now, I'm thinking the best way to do this is going to be a raised train bridge, maybe even higher than this bridge, because while the ferries go under it just fine, the cruise ships certainly do not. And we've talked about how glitchy that looks before. If I do a raised train bridge, that might be what finally gets me to raise the main bridge as well. Let's select our train track. Let's go ahead and choose how tall we're going to want this to be. I think we come in from this line here. We go up. We want to be a little taller than the road, right? So it's pretty tall. So if we go straight across, parallel to the road. Oh, I clicked. Meant to middle click there. Okay. The issue here is that we don't have the posts that I would like to have. We can kind of move it a little bit and it'll insert them on its own. But I think it's because we have the props underneath. Yeah, can you that's a little weird. Because I can move it on my own. That's good. Seems like it dipped a little bit here too, which seems natural considering, but it is a very tall bridge. I may lower, but my thinking was that this may be about as tall as this normal bridge needs to be, because look at this cruise ship. I've been letting them glitch through this entire time. Let's kind of get a good look at it. So we can come down a little bit, but this needs to go up really. So let's go ahead and select, let's say, select you and you. Have a node in here. You. Thinking like we could bring it down maybe to there. I do like how it kind of goes up in the middle here. So maybe we do bring this down here on the end. Gonna grab the node and the prop post. Not the power line. Yeah, so let's bring this down some. Returning to reality on this side. Yeah, we'd probably go like that. This side, yeah, we can probably come down some too. Autosave, thank you. Okay. So this will be pretty easy. We'll go above ground here. Could just start, we could just get raised again right here and just connect. That'll be the easiest thing to do. Raise across here, curve over and across. Yeah, I think so. Oops. I selected the train station instead of the actual road part, or train track part in this case. Okay, so going over the road, let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's probably good enough for here. Let's just go, let's bring it out a little bit so we get a little bit more room for our commercial. Maybe we can bring it over some. Can really just pretty much connect. Give it a subtle angle, and it goes over. And then we'll give this a squiggle. We'll go forward and over. I'll fix the power line in a moment. And then that way, and oh, no, it's not as perfect as I wanted it to be. Go with that. Fix the power while I'm thinking about it. You are over there. They have power now. You're a redundant power line, which is great, but you'd have to go over. Let's get rid of you for now. Oh, you're connected. Okay. Haha, just kidding. You guys can have power again. Alright. Train now is going up here, over, and then it needs to incline here. Oh yeah, we want to bring this over some. Now we bring it up. Helicopter. Fire over there? Oh, they're returning. That's where their base is. Yes. So, again, choose. There we go. Now we bring this over straight. I don't like how it goes from metal to not metal and then back again. I think we can choose that. Is it possible for a fire station to catch on fire? I believe so. I don't know. I think it might happen if the fire's in its backyard, maybe. I wonder if the fire trucks pull out and then stop and then they put out their own fire. Sorry, I just noticed your other comment. Do elevated train stations exist? There was a cool raised one, I think, with that metro expansion, but not anymore. Let's see if I could have any. Let's see if I have any that are raised from my custom train stations that I've subscribed to. Train station 1. Can you page up any of these? No. We have the overroad rail that we used. And we have trenches. We have the double track cargo stations. We have some cool looking stations, so maybe we'll use a couple of those, but I don't think that we have anything that is so we'd have to kind of raise the... So many helicopters. We'd have to kind of raise the land, maybe, to meet it. Let's decide what we want to do on this side, too. So we have a train station over here already, and I do think we want to connect them. Which would mean we'd have to cross this road, and this road, and this road. Not difficult for this one. It's already raised. So that we could bring it down to the ground here, like still raised across here, down to the ground, ground, maybe even a tunnel here, and then a turn, And then cross the street here. It's interesting that they don't have train crossings. Or do they? I don't think that's a thing. Get rid of the road. Yes, it just it stops at the road like an intersection. You can connect it. You just can't. Oh, you can. It does have rail crossings. Why have I never done that before? Let's try it. Let's try it this time. It may be terrible for traffic right here. But let's try it. I've never done that before. Like, that makes total sense. How have I never done that? Okay. So, land. Tunnel. Tunnel here. Let's come from this direction. Let's go ahead and bring it out and over. I think we do want to bring it down a bit more. We're going to come straight out from where it's at. And down. Started its decline, and then it's going to come straight across here. Maybe we even decline a bit more. Yeah. Then we come down to the ground. Well, we want to start going, we want to start curving, right? So let's go and give it a curve. Let's say this is going to come down to the ground. Yeah. Then we're going to head off straight in this direction for a bit. Straight up the hill. We're going to come along this valley here into a tunnel underground. So let's say from here. Let's give it a curve. Now we need to go under. Cut the power again. Always with the tunnels cutting power. That looks good. Alright. Here. Comes out, looks good. Let's go ahead and just give this a curve to connect. Okay, so now we may already start to see some interstate trains take this as a shortcut. Like, we could click on this section of track, probably. Oh, we can't. It's not a road. You can do it with roads. Oh, you can do it here. Yeah, so we already have trains that want to use it. In fact, let's just follow him for a minute. Let's where's my possess the train? There we go. Underground. We are the train. Go over our bridge. You almost can't even tell. There we go. You can kind of see. Bump. Bump. This guy's just trying to leave town, right? I am the train. Be the train. Breathe the train. Don't breathe the train too much. The train applied its emergency brakes and 2 maintenance workers had to fix it. Oh, sorry. You put a few things. Sorry, I'm not actually seeing the chats as live as I normally do. Apologies. One of the SkyTrain lines in Vancouver today. You were telling me about something that had happened like a month ago, right? They've been having a few accidents. Train stalled near a switch. Train applied its emergency brakes and 2 maintenance workers had to fix it. It was all fixed in an hour. Okay, so it wasn't really an accident, but least busy line. So it just kind of got stalled. But I mean, that I suppose if, you know, communication's not good on that day and multiple people make mistakes, somebody could rear end a train that had to break in the middle of the line or something. Nice. Okay, so now we're in the city on the raised track. So that's pretty cool. We've got those connections now. Here they are splitting off. It does kind of cut off a little bit here, but there's no risk of them causing a jam because there's no third line, so they're eventually going to get to go where they're going. That may mean that more orange trains would prefer to leave town going this way. I don't know, they'd have to come up through here and then go up and out. But they may prefer it to going through the area with the cargo station. There's been 0 passenger derailments, but there was 1 maintenance train derailment that damaged the tracks on the busy line. Wow. I feel like if City Skylines were to come out with an expansion that allowed accidents, like traffic accidents, I would definitely play with it. I would be very very nervous about playing with it, considering especially all the rules that I've put on my intersections for people to fly in and out of the intersections. But I think that if they did something like that, it would be amazing if they also had like train derailments and emergency response and stuff like that. I think would be pretty cool. We get a bit of traffic here. Traffic circle's working as intended though. Let's see if it kind of clears itself up. For a sec. Okay, so it's this group here. It's coming down that long. Ooh, and we got some more traffic coming. It's 11 a.m. on a Thursday. It flows okay when nobody's coming around the circle, but then somebody has to brake, and it just sends a shockwave of braking all the way down the traffic. That's how it goes. A lot of people from this direction want to get down here. A lot of people from up here want to get wherever over here. Okay. Back to the trains. So we put 1 station here. I think that we want to give a good or better walking path. We do have this walking path, right? And this comes from town. They could walk here already. Are they walking here already? Yeah? Yeah, we have a few pedestrians coming here. Coming through the tunnel here. This guy on his bike. Switched off his bike, it looked like. We have one coming from here. So a few people are coming. Passenger service 28 already. And these are people just leaving town. We haven't even set up. Well, one of our routes decided it wanted to come through here instead. Might be for the best. I mean, we have a station over here, but I thought that this had one of the stops on it. Apparently it didn't. That pink line is supposed to come from town here and then through the area with the cargo over to this stop and then to here. And that's where I'm going to tell it to go. Because that's where it originally was supposed to be. And then we'll fix it if it's not great, but... Oh, come on, I clicked. We have to get our... There we go. Right, isn't that how we plan the routes? For the trains? Did it readjusted itself? Okay, it's just... Hold on. You have to have a stop here. And then coming back. Wait. You have to stop. It's in there. One of them at least. Another 2 dots. looks like there are 2 dots. Yes, there they are. Okay. Ugh. I'm blind. I just realized we talked about using one of the cool like train stations that we have, and we just plopped down a basic one. Let's we haven't really used this for anything yet, so let's go ahead and pause. Let's take it out. Let's try one of our other train stations. I'm fine with that. What else do we have? Let's see. Boutelier. Sunken station suitable for trenched train networks. Nah. City station. E-strip station. Class terminus. Jokes 2-track. Jokes 4-track. We've used the Mojiko before. Don't have any real train lines in your city anymore. I think we had one, but it got removed. The other just had 2 stops to go across the water. I want the Bad Drivers DLC. We would have had trains if we had that transportation plan. We would have had extended trains. I think we just have like one commuter line that you have to kind of go halfway outside of town to get to. Which, what's the point? You have to commute to the train. Let's see. What about this kind of quaint E-strip station? Is it about the same? Looks like it's about the same. Can't snap that. Maybe pull it back like that. Just wanted the train track. No, I clicked on the train station that time. We're okay. Pick the train track. There we go. Why can you not pick the train track? Okay, fine. We'll find it ourselves. We know where it is. It's this one. Go straight to here. You just go straight here. Easy as that. Doesn't look weird. All these pedestrians here were kicked out of the last train station. This one doesn't look nearly as impressive, but it is kind of just a little bit more small town wholesome over here for Smoggy Side Heights. Heights maybe not the right name for it anymore. Subway is definitely more practical, especially for a bigger city. All these campers, I haven't seen those in a long time. This one, camper van. Tourists? Mary Gray. Educated adult. Exchange student. Confused. Okay, is that her job? I've been there. Awesome. Okay, so let's set up a train connection from this stop to this stop to another stop over here that we are yet to create. Let's put one right here. I know we had this raised here to make room for the neighborhood, but let's put a train station right here. Sorry, Florence's. Probably sorry, hotel too, because we're gonna have to bring it in. Yeah, I think that's how that's gonna look. So let's go ahead and plop it down. Let's use the since this line all the way through the city has the Mojikos, let's use that again. Ooh, pull that train track way back. It's Terminus Station. What is that? Oh, it's a terminus. It's a dead end for the train. That's pretty cool. Can't do it here, but I didn't even think about that. The E-strip. City station is probably what we're gonna have to go with then. But Squeezing in here is still a little weird. Through on either side. That's right, it's the sunken one. City Station has like a cross. This might make more sense. Like moving out all these people. Sorry. They're super happy about it though. Alright, so let's say we're gonna have to, you know, we could give it a bypass too. That might be kind of cool. This house is holding out. You're not gonna be there much longer. So you gotta come out. Let's curve up to here. Oh, it can't be a right angle like that though, can you? No, you can't. Pull you back some. Pretty steep sideways angle for a bus to go up, man. Let's say connect. Then when it does connect, it wants to do weird stuff. So strange. Okay, let's see. The move it tool. This little section here is already a little weird. Let's pull it out really quick. Wibbly wobbly. So we know we want that anyway to our train station, right? So maybe now we can merge this other one a little bit differently. Maybe give it a little bit more of a wider turn there. That already looks like it might be better. It's pretty much what we were going for. All the rails connect. Looks good. Okay, now this might be another tricky bit, but let's just try to connect it. Just like normal. Just come on down a little bit. Take a look. Not super steep. Looks like it connected. I'm okay with this. Power lines look a little weird. They might be touching. I guess they're connected. Okay. So now we have a station in here. Awesome. Could even maybe work out a way for a walkway or something to connect here, but either way, they have a sidewalk. They can kind of just walk around the block. Sidewalk connects underneath. That looks awesome. Let's unpause. Let's go ahead and get some stops in here. I do think that I'd like for this line to just kind of bounce back and forth. Let's look at the existing lines. So we have the blue line here. Let's go ahead and give the blue line stops here. Up. So let's create a new line. We'll start with this station. Create a new orange line. It's going to come up to our new station here, but it's going to come back down. No, we don't want to complete the line. I'll let it stop. It's going to come back down, across to this station. Then it's going to come back, complete this line. Now I do want to add that stop as it passes through. Here. Stop. Why are you purple now? You were orange. So strange. So we do have types of train. Purple, blue, red. Well, I want this to be orange after all. No, orange is already the color for outside, so yellow. Okay. So we should have some yellow trains start popping up. There's one right now. Train should pull into this station. Orange just passing through. Maybe. No, orange is going back out the other side. Yellow's coming out the way we expect. How does this affect traffic? Bad. We'll check back on this around rush hour. Yellow train's coming back. Over our bridge. Down the steep train hill. We can pull that out a little bit. Let's do that now. To get a little bit more of a rational decline there. Down into the tunnel. Out the other side. Underneath the highway. I kind of like this shape, how it goes around the traffic circle there. We could have just cut across, but I kind of liked doing that. What is this building? Oh, just a house. Looks like a resort. Ooh, okay, you're blocking traffic some, waiting for your turn. Guess that's not that bad. The bypass is barely a bypass if someone's tail end is sticking out and still blocking it, so... Oh well, orange can wait, because orange is secondary to my actual commuters that need to get from place to place. Cool. So I think that yellow train turned out pretty good. So I'm gonna budge up a little bit. You gonna go? You gonna go this time? There you go. Nice. Going across. He's gonna have to wait. And then he gets to go. Cool. Alright, so we have about another 15 or 20 minutes or so we can maybe pick a couple other things to clean up or take a look at. How's our prison population? 177 out of 500. We don't have a whole lot of crime. Are there any buildings we haven't built that we've unlocked? Police helicopters. Did we do police helicopters? I don't recall. This shows police stations, though. Fire. We did the fire watch towers, the helicopter depot. What do we have here? Sauna. Who could use a sauna? I bet Guacamole Gardens could use a sauna. Look at that. You don't have much healthcare at all, especially not recreational. Let's put a sauna. Go to the middle here, off the main road. Auto save. Yep. We'll see once it comes up and running. What else do we have? Medical helicopters? I don't think we have medical helicopters anywhere either. So honestly, we already have the police helicopters, or fire helicopters rather, over here somewhere. Medical helicopters. You know what? Let's put them over here, because then it might stretch and cover this whole area. And this could use some more medical coverage, so I wonder if that will work. Just put it there. In fact, let me click on it and see. I would like to close the window. Maybe click on a different one and then close it. There we go. Oh no, I still have it selected. No, I don't want to actually do anything with it. Got some glitchiness. Hang on. There we go. Medical Helicopter Depot. The Medical Helicopter Depot sends out helicopters to pick up patients and take them to hospitals. At the end of shift, helicopters return to the depot. Helicopters in use for. Well, there they go. Actually, let's see where you're going. Why not? We're a helicopter now. I don't recall if we possessed a helicopter before. I have grown wings. 4 of them, and they rotate above me at hundreds of miles an hour. Thousands of RPM. So we're headed over to a medical emergency on the far east side of town. I heard a cow. Heard another cow. Where are we going? Bread and beyond. Okay, do we land in the street? Is that where we land? It just lands right in front of the building. It's not safe for your rotors, man. Oh, they got a patient? Okay, they just pulled a patient out from the Bread and Beyond. Pretty cool. Life flight. So long. That's pretty awesome. So I guess they'll take them to the nearest hospital. That's pretty cool. Maybe we could use more than just one of those. But we've been missing out on some of the things that we've unlocked, so let's go ahead and pop some in. Sports hall and gymnasium. I think we did one of those. Wish they would have those for crematoriums, right? You have life flight and then you have death flight. It's just like luxury delivery. Community pool. Community pool. You know, this little neighborhood down here, we haven't done anything for them like this entire series. Let's give them a community pool right here off of their little main road. They were one of the first neighborhoods in town. And a yoga garden. We may have already done a yoga garden, but let's put a yoga garden down here in the Knights of the Roundabout. Let's get you a yoga garden just over here on this side of this road. Some of these like additional things don't want to deselect when we're done. Like, it's so strange. So weird. Okay. I would like to just use a normal mouse though. So that I can select the thing. Maybe I can use move it tool and then off. Nope. Oh my gosh, it remembers the thing I had selected. Okay. What else do we have? Modern Technology Institute. That was the alternate to the university, and we're not going to use that. Other unique buildings. The Winter Market. We could put a winter market in town. I mean, we don't have any snow. Once built, citizens will join the celebration of the genuine holiday spirit with their families and friends. City Hall. City Hall houses the City Council and its associated departments and their employees. City Hall is usually used for the council meeting, but may also be used for various public meetings. Where do we want City Hall? I mean, honestly, our main downtown area has been this Portis Villa district here. Do we want to make room for City Hall here? It's not really... Much of a downtown area though. That's mostly up here in Sterling District as far as the tall buildings go. Life flight and death flight, yes. All the hearses in my city get stuck in traffic behind a bunch of taxis. And then again, I mean, they got nowhere else to go. Like, they're not in a hurry. Yeah, we should check on taxis too. I believe the last time we checked on them, they were pretty full. I wasn't too keen on expanding them. I wasn't against it either, but like I just didn't expand them at the time. So yeah, we'll check on those in just a moment. So the university was over here, and this originally was meant to be an area for like not parliament buildings, but an area for too many taxis. Maybe we'll just do like one more if it's full. 15 or 20. I think I've only done the 1 or 2 right at the beginning. But yeah, no, it was originally meant for, I keep wanting to say bureaucratic buildings, but there's another word for it. They deal with all the paperwork. Anyway, that was originally what this area was for before we turned it into the university. I bet we could put City Hall kind of nearby in this downtown area. In fact, we could do it on this kind of dead end over here. People would have to pull around to get to City Hall. I kind of like that. And we could do it without destroying too many buildings. We can kind of put it just here on the end. Oh, I might be able to look at it without. View because our normal point and click mode is borked. Let's get out just a little bit further. Yeah, so City Hall is kind of buried in town, but if you want to get to it, you just kind of come around. We have a nearby train station somewhere around here. Maybe down that way. This guy. Wait, does he have a spike on his head? This isn't... I mean, are we celebrating like a World War I hero? I don't know. We have French and British flags. Maybe we're in Europe. Maybe we are. What else do we have here? Chirpex launch site. So that we haven't gotten into yet either. And I think we've read this before. The Chirpex launch site builds and lets you launch rockets in order to provide public space transport services. Building a rocket requires products from oil and ore industry. I mean, sure, we'll put it somewhere. Oh, that's right. We were talking about putting it... Ooh, it's ginormous. We're talking about putting it down where Smoggy Side Heights is, but that's not going to be the plan now. We turned that into a nice little neighborhood, so it's going to have to be like out in the middle of nowhere. Like maybe our launch site will be out here. But people may want to commute there, right? Did just run our train down through here. Maybe we put it over here? That'll be a project for next time, I think. Space launch right here, near the water. Kind of what NASA would do, right? Just kind of like launch right near the coast, near the beach. Yeah, we'll save that one. The Oriental Pearl Tower. Let's read the description for this one. When you're looking for state-of-the-art modern office space, yeah, that's right. I think we talked about this one before when we were talking about putting it over here in the office district, which has now kind of filled itself out. We could put some more office space in here too. Let's plop this down, paint some offices, then we'll check taxis. Sorry for the delay there. It kind of fits right here, I bet, if we anarchy that in. It's got a nice curve to it. We can kind of see there. Yeah, I like that. Maybe we can get off that view. Yeah, I like that curve it has to it that kind of matches the road. Is it itself an office building? Maybe. Kind of. Pretty cool. And let's see, did it have... No, we're not using any of those. Parks. It was this one. Entertainment 100. visitor capacity, so it's a tourist attraction like most of the others. Okay, it's cool if it's not an office. It doesn't have to be. Let's check on taxis. Kind of hoping the taxi depots would glow. I think I know where one is. We can kind of get a reference point. It's green color. That's a taxi depot. That's really like blue-green. Green-blue. We have one there. I think we put one... Oh, we put a... That's the depot. And then we put a stop, one of these, over here. 3 per 10 minutes is how the taxis are currently doing. Cabs have a travel capacity of 10, max speed of 20. We have another taxi stop over here. I think we only really filled out like this area. There's a taxi stop. There's one. So that's the far end of this side of town. We didn't really ever, we never put any up here. I don't think we put any up here either. Because we did the taxis before we even developed the woodworking part of town. And we definitely don't have any on this side either. So it's really just that main stretch. I guess we could pop a couple in some of our further out places. We have some room. Like here's a spot. We could probably, yeah, we can squeeze one in there. People want to take taxis from there. Do you need more depots? There's a garage and repair shop for the taxi cabs between work shifts. When a taxi cab is not busy, it will return to the closest taxi stand to wait for a fare unless a taxi depot is closer by. Does it increase the number of taxis to have more taxi stands? Because otherwise I'm just littering them around town. Few more in. Put one there. Put one here already. One here. There. So we've got the top part of town here. Get one over in Pancake Town. We're at the entrance to the Orsum district. If we can fit one, yeah, one fit there. Let's go one kind of over here in this neighborhood. Well, that spot right there. I don't think this area needs a taxi. And then down here, if they drive this far out, then yeah. Yeah. And then one for Mulberry Hills over here. Taxis don't have to be centrally located really, but so we'll put it over there. They could walk over if they want to take a taxi, but honestly there's a subway, so I don't know why they would. Okay, let's see if we can tell 1 per 10 minutes currently. I don't think it's something we don't put money into taxis either, do we? No, I guess we do. Taxi services budget affects how many cabs each depot is able to maintain. Okay, so it's only 349. Let's just crank it. And we'll put a couple more depots in now, knowing that. So we have one in the middle of town. Let's do one on the far end of town, over here. By one of our blank resource squares. We can put it over here, kind of in the outskirts. Put one. Let's see. Put one up in here. In fact, we can put it across from our new statue. Why not? that'll kind of handle this area. Let's put one. I don't really have a lot going on, so let's just do one between the two of them. Where do we want it though? Probably on this side. We have some more taxi depots. We'll see if we actually have more people riding, because that's how many. One resident and 6 tourists have taken a taxi cab. Also, is there a... Yeah, I don't have any like alternate taxi cabs that we could assign there. Alright, so now we can take a look. Oh, we have control of our mouse back. It says it's a grand office building landmark. Death. They're coming for you. They're coming from all the way over here, but they're coming for you. That must mean we don't have an incinerator over here. I mean, I'm sure we have one over here. Yeah, there's one over here. Why didn't someone drive over from over there? You know what? We're just gonna get a special one just for the office district. Just gonna put it down here on the end. You have water already. You have power. You're good. Yeah, look. There we go. Already have some vehicles in use. One more quick sweep. So your mortuary is not going to be spread thin either. You even have a cemetery over here with 2 hearses in use out of 11, so don't complain. Trash pickup over here. How close is our university now? Probably right at... Oh, it looks like it shrank. So it says 2 days. Not seeing any other major pop-ups. Got a fire going over there. You need more glass. We're producing glass. Can we crank up funding? Now you've got a lot there. You've got a surplus. We just need to get more like transport over there for your glass. How are you doing? You're making metal. I'm okay with it at the rate that it's at. We're making a profit off of it now. 4,000 off of Orson Wells. Let's check our industry profits. Off of Avocado Acres, 5,900. Off of the Applegate District and Woodland, 2,500. I mean, for how much space this takes up, I don't know. Maybe we could improve that, make a bit more money off of it. What the park? Mykonos. We haven't looked at it lately. And we're spending money on that one. Still, it's gotten like 250,000 visitors almost, so let's up the price to 25. Maybe we'll turn that into a profit. What about Camelot Park? Almost no profit there. Let's turn that up to 25. It's pretty pricey to get into a park, but hey. It wasn't free to build it. And that's your tax. Cool, okay. I think our traffic's actually been pretty good this whole time. So I haven't been too worried about it or distracted by it. I think our project for next time is to work that space shuttle launch area down into here. Maybe we pull off of this road, this interstate here. Or just build an underpass here from Green Street. I still think we may want an exit there though. Or we come off here. Honestly, we can come off here and make the shuttle launch from here, but I kind of liked the idea of it being over here off the water. Cool. Well, It's been fun. I'm super happy that we were able to recover our save file. Hasn't been too bad having to replace the metro stuff. Like, we got that done within the first 5 or 10 minutes, I think. And I like what we've done with the trains so far. All these... Oh, it's game day. I was gonna say, are they tourists? They're all wearing the same color. I keep forgetting. On game day, everyone in town wears orange. And this guy. He's just standing there. Robert. He's a tourist, though. Okay. But, alright. So, I think with that... Didn't want to get the Metro mod in your city in fear of the save corrupting. Yeah, I would play with it from a fresh city. And really try to learn, which I haven't done yet, really try to learn the difference between going underground and above ground and how those connect, because I had some issues where if you try to connect the rails, it still pretended like it wasn't the right kind of track. I never really got that down, so I was just kind of like, okay, we'll put that away for later. I still left the mod enabled, and I think eventually when I did some underground tracks for the subway, we'll try to connect to that like metro hub that was, I think it's supposed to allow subways to come up from underground and dock in a train station to let people off. And I think that's what corrupted the save. So play with a existing save, play with a new one. It does have a built-in function for removing itself safely. You go into the settings and it has a check mark for ghost mode. So what you do is before you even load the game up, if for some reason something gets corrupt, you go into your options from your main menu, you check ghost mode, and then you load up your save game with the mod still enabled but with ghost mode checked. And when you load up your save game, it's like the mod's not there. It cleans itself up. Then you save your game, you come back out, unsubscribe from the mod, and that's what I did in order to clean up the metro stuff. So it probably would work if I didn't have some other like extended road stuff and some other modded train stations. Yeah. So I'm not against trying again in the future, but just maybe not for Portis Villa. But with that, I think I'm going to call it a night, and I'll be back on Wednesday. I still haven't decided exactly what I want to play just yet because we just finished our Minecraft randomizer. I think I'm going to pick something else that is randomized, or something that's a roguelike, something that's unexpected, or something that gives us an unexpected experience. That's what I'd like to put in my Wednesday blocks. So with that, I'm going to call it a night. And yeah, if I can get a hold of ray tracing with shaders, though I have a nice graphics card, but I don't know if it supports ray tracing. I'm gonna have to check it out. I do have the shader pack with like really cool ambient stuff, but not necessarily ray tracing. I don't know, maybe we'll check it out. But with that, I'm gonna call it, and as always, I'll see you next time. Yes, that's the one that I was using. Maybe I'll pull that up on stream sometime. Have a good one.